Hey there YouTube, this video will contain spoilers for the Exorcist TV show, episode 6 and 7 in case you are not caught up. Watch at your own peril. For the Exorcist TV show, this is going to be my review on episode 7. Okay. Now in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Close up, close up, close up, close up. Boom. Okay. Now, where this video, where the show picked up pretty much right where episode 6 finished. Right? Picked up pretty much right where episode 6 left off, where it finished. Where Father Marcus won his little initial exorcism against the demon. Okay. But then we see but to start before that, we see to start the very, very beginning of it, as we see Father Thomas or Father Tomas in his church, getting ready to do like a parish or talk to, and he's say, yeah, keep Casey in our thoughts and whatnot, and then it flashes to like yesterday night, where he was in a taxi with Father Marcus. No, not a taxi, in his car, driving Father Marcus, because Father Marcus had Casey, and she was taking Casey to the sisters' parish, or then where the nuns are, right? To perform the exorcism. Right? Then Father Thomas is like, we need to tell Angela and her parents that she's safe and sound. And Father Marcus is like, you will not. He's like, you can help me again, but you will not tell her family that we found Casey. Because he said the demon failed to get Reagan in the original movie, The Exorcist, right? Failed to get Reagan. And now it's pretty much out for revenge. Right? Now it's pretty much out for revenge. And okay, now back towards the mains. I guess the present, I guess you want to call it. Okay, now back towards the present. We see a bunch of reporters and everything, all in front of Casey's house. Angela's house, demanding questions about the exorcism, demanding where is she, and like asking Reagan. It's like, oh, what do you remember from when you were possessed? And when you were younger, pretty much asking. And everyone's just trying to push through the paparazzi. Right? In the meantime, we see some I'm pretty in the meantime we're back in the sisters parish and for one of the exorcism nights that we actually get to see because and one of the exorcisms we actually get to see and then it's not it's so Father Marcus, Father Thomas, and the nuns are all trying to exorcise the demon that is in Casey. And they are having some trouble. They're really having some trouble with this one. And Father Marcus is concerned, thinking, yeah, we're winning. But Mother Bernadette, I think, it's like, we're pretty much not winning. She's like, it's been like 9 or 10 days, and the demon. Now listen to this: the demon, right, has tripled in strength since the original exorcism. It is a lot stronger this time around than it was like a couple episodes ago when the first exorcism took place at Casey's house. The demon is a lot stronger. And so they're having some trouble exorcising. They're having some trouble exorcising the demon. And then Mother Benedict is all concerned. Is like, if we, if we fail, we're gonna be letting something out on the world, and yeah. And then after one of the exorcisms, Father Thomas goes to the ranch house, to see how they're doing. And they're pretty much still not doing very well at all, guys. And Chris McNeil actually makes the comment, which about Father Thomas, saying that she reminds him of one of the priests that performed the exorcism of her daughter. Now, who is she talking about? I know the answer, and you should know the answer too, but I'm going to say it anyway. So this, in case you haven't seen the original movie, this is what I'm going to say is going to contain a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm going to say it anyway. Now, who she is talking about is the priest that performed the exorcism on her daughter. The comparison to Father Thomas is Father Damien Karras. That's pretty much the comparison she made to Father Thomas is to Damien Karras. And that is actually a really good fit. Anyway, because he is having some trouble with his faith also, Father Thomas, because there's this one scene where he's talking to Marcus, and he's like, Marcus explained how he won is he almost killed her, and then he felt God come through and help him. Is that's what Marcus is telling that's what Marcus is telling Father Thomas is yeah, you felt God. It's like he's like, you saved her. He's like, he saved her, but God also saved the demon. You know, so like I said, he is having some trouble with his faith, a little bit like Father Damien Karras had trouble with his faith in the original movie. Now, elsewhere, this might have happened a little bit earlier, but the way how I'm doing is I'm talking about when I mentioned Marcus and Thomas, I'm going to just say all their. Now, in the meantime, Father Bennett is investigating the Mariah Walters person a little bit, and now Father Bennett is actually a pretty intelligent person, right? And he is on to their little setup, right? He's on. He knows exactly what he's talking about. It's like, because the money that the church is getting, right? There are the churches and the group. That business actually went out of business like 4 years ago when he said it in the show. And he's like, yeah, I'm on to your little act. How is a business that gone out of business like 3 years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, giving you guys like $3 million. So he is on to their little, Father Bennett is on to their whole little setup. And we keep going with Father Bennett. He's doing some investigation of his own, like I said. Instead of jumping around, I'm just going to mention all the Bennett stuff right here. So he's just jumping around. He's investigating, like, he's doing his investigations, like, through the company. And guess what he finds? He finds the urn that the Walters Company and all those other, the Walters Company and all those other people used to summon a demon. He actually finds that, and I am pretty sure he knows exactly what it is, but he is not really saying, right? Because he's just investigating on his own right now. And then he opens this storage unit, and guess what he finds? There's a whole bunch of dead bodies in the storage unit. And they're the exact same bodies. I think this happened like in episode 2 or 3. They're the exact same bodies that were killed during the Spring Immortals that had their organs harvested for that ritual to summon the demons. And then Father Bennett actually gets attacked by 1 or 2 people that are possessed. Or at least that have been influenced by, demonic forces, at the very least. And he's like, yeah. And what's actually really cool is you can see him fighting and struggling, but one thing is sure, Father Bennett his faith is a lot stronger than Father Marcus's is right now. Well, what I mean by that is Father Marcus has his faith back, right? And he stopped the demon from exorcising Casey. Stopped the demon momentarily before it came back triple the strength. But before it came back triple the strength. And but here's what I mean. His faith is a lot stronger. And that the demon was on the floor, and Father Bennett is saying this prayer, and to the demon, and it worked pretty fast, from what I could tell in the show, right? And Father Bennett is no slouch as far as yeah, so he's pretty good. I wonder if he's actually going to get involved in Casey's exorcism. Let me know, yeah, if I get a lot of commenters on this video, let me know what if I do, let me know what you think. Do you think Father Bennett's going to get involved in Casey's exorcism or not? Anyway, now we go back to the Rance house. Now we go back to the Rance house, and there's this TV interview about Casey and whatnot. About Casey. And they are not interested in Casey at all. Chris McNeil, Reagan, which is Angela, her husband, and their other daughter, Catherine, they're all sitting on this table asking questions, answering questions. And it's really, really hard. Especially on Angela, aka Reagan. She gets up and leaves an interview. But the interviewers are being a kind of a bitch, though, because she is asking questions about. She's asking questions like about what happened to Reagan and about what happened to Reagan, and it has nothing. And that exorcism has nothing to do. This is about Casey, getting the word out on Casey, trying to find her. It has nothing to do with Reagan's exorcism when she was a kid. Nothing to do with it at all. And they are just completely ignoring it. And then they get up and leave. But you can tell the family is really strained. Right? Is really, really strained. So they get up and leave. And okay, now we're going back to Father Thomas and Father Marcus in the sisterly church. Oh, I did forget to mention earlier, during the first exorcism, Casey actually bit Father Thomas. Okay. And they're in there getting ready to do another exorcism. And it's not working, Casey's not responsive. And to find out, Mother Benedret is actually dosing Casey. Because Mother Benedret thinks it has gone on. This whole thing has gone on long enough. It's like, what? It's time to put her out of her misery. It'd be merciful to just, put her out of her misery instead of just keep on going and watch her suffer. Okay, but then there's a kind of a big argument between Marcus and Mother Bernadette. It's like, if you want to continue doing the exorcism, that's fine. But it's like, we won't support you anymore. So Father Marcus and Father Thomas go into the exorcism, and then Casey starts crying. And then Father Thomas notices that, it's like, do demons cry? And then you hear Casey like, no more. Because Casey is on the verge of giving up. And then we get to see a little scene where Father Thomas is in bed with his girlfriend Jessica, or his love interest, more should I say, Jessica. And Jessica's like, I can clearly see there's something wrong with you. You're not acting like yourself. And then, and she's like, even priests need someone to talk to every now and again. And then we see this little shot of in a supermarket. He wants some Father Thomas wants some Neosporin or something for his human bite that he's lying and say a dog bit him. And then just this unruly customer started to take photos of him, and Father Thomas is like, no. He's like, don't take the photo of me. And then he ends up getting into a physical fist fight with the customer. And then he calls Maria Walters, right, to bail him out or whatnot, because he couldn't think of anyone else to talk to. And to find out, he actually reveals to Maria that he is starting to he's losing his faith. It's like, yeah, tell that person who's pretty much leading a cult. But he doesn't know that, so anyway, right? Then we see a scene of just Marcus. He's kneeling before Casey and talking to her, praying, right? And then Mother Benedict is like, okay, it's time to, put her out of her misery. And she prepares this. But before that, we see Father Thomas there, and he is talking, saying, this is desperate. We need to tell the family. And then he leaves. And Father Marcus still doesn't want to tell the family. Then he leaves, and then Father Marcus is kneeling and praying over Casey. And then Mother Benedict brings in this piece of paper saying it's time. Right? Now back to the Rance house. Father Thomas goes straight over there. Right? He goes straight over there. Everything is nuts. Everyone is losing their mind worrying about Casey. And then Father Thomas is talking to Angela. And Angela's like, I can feel how Casey's close to death. And, she's not actually saying, that, but you can pretty much tell that is what she's hinting at. Well, at least that's what I took from it. Right? It's like she's pretty, Then Father Marcus is like, and then he finally gives in, and he tells Angela that Casey is alive and well, and she has been found. Right? That she is alive, well, and she's been found. Now we go back to the sister church. And Casey's on this bed, or whatever this is, and Mother Benedict hands Father Marcus this really strong herbal thing that's poison or whatever, so they could just kill Casey. And then Father Marcus is getting ready to put it, and then he stops and he's like, this isn't right. This isn't God's plan. And then he just puts it down. And then what happens is Father Thomas comes back into the building with Angela. So she took Angela to where Casey is. The demon is like sits up and stares directly at Angela. And and says something. And then Angela's like, Casey. And then that's where the episode ends. That is where the episode ends. And now by next week's preview looks really good. It looks like Angela is actually going to be somewhat assisting in the exorcism to help draw the demon forward. So that's going to be exciting. And just make another quick note. I checked Internet Movie Database again, and the Exorcist TV show has been confirmed for it, depending how reliable Internet Movie Database is. But it has been confirmed for at least 10 episodes. That's how many episodes it says is underneath the actors who play the characters. So we have at least 10 episodes. There's at least 10 episodes. At least 10 episodes. So this was 7. So 8, 9, 10. There's at least 3 more episodes confirmed for season 1. I don't know how many more there's going to be, but we have at least 3 more. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my review of the Exorcist TV show, episode 7. This is Ghost Jake signing off. Have a good night wherever you are.